to the Ryco Performance Friday night NiS Top Split from the Charlotte Roval. Sorry, I'm already laughing. We haven't even gotten going yet. That's how chaotic tonight is probably going to be from the Charlotte Roval. I'm Austin Edstrom, standing alongside Joseph Pisciata, and Austin Derbyshire is behind the production booth. Like always, as we're going to get an aerial view of the Charlotte Roval right here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Getting an aerial view just north of Charlotte, I should say, coming down on the 1.5 mile oval, turned into a crazy behemoth of a road course. Joseph, I think you agree with me on that, right? It's kind of it's an eyesore.
Yeah, for sure. It's probably not going to be as crazy as the guys in real life are going to have to do it after they made those changes, but for sure, a lot of uphills, a lot of downhills into the oval, onto the oval, a lot of banking. So yeah, it's probably going to be pretty crazy.
We are having a little bit of an abbreviated pre-race here as we're jumping in just as qualifying has finished up. So we're going to go ahead and jump through our starting lineup here at Charlotte. Sean Conklin up on the pole by just about 0.4 of a second, actually over 0.4 of a second over his teammate Garrett Maines. Graham Boland starting in third with Nicholas Roman lining up on his outside in fourth. Togo Hisada in fifth place with Robert Miller in sixth. Nathan Bigart in the seventh place position with Jay Becker in eighth. Thomas Freeman lining up in ninth with Matt Hollabaugh on the outside, rounding out the top 10.
Yeah, then we got Vincent Crowe and Sean Rogers as well. And we have John Payson and Nathaniel Harris. And then we also have Peter Jorslick and Evan Hartel. And then Miller Bonds and James Miller. And then Henry Fenson and Lawrence Shaughnessy.
And then 21st place is going to be Nicholas Patovich, with 22nd being Daniel Keene, 23rd Rafael Trinidad, 24th Nolan Hodgson, 25th is Neto Vidal, 26th Jaden Green, 27th Jerry LePage, 28th Kyle Graham, 29th is Ryan Doucette, 30th Quincy Stallhacker, 31st is going to be David De Silva. That's going to round out the 31 car field here tonight from the Charlotte Motor Speedway. And we're going to move into our broadcast picks as we're on this very, very long pace lap here to open up the race. Up first, myself, I'm going to be going with Graham Boland. Typically don't see him in the NIS's just a couple showings every single season. He's decided to grace us with his presence tonight, so I think he's going to bring home the dub.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with Sean Conklin. He's usually really good at these road courses, and I'm sure he's going to go head-to-head with, I would probably say, Garrett Maines and your pick as well, so look out for him.
The Conky Donkey is always famous whenever we go to the road courses, so it's not too surprising to see the old Derby double up once again. Every single time we go to a road course, I feel like we see the Derby double up. I feel like I'm playing Jeopardy every single time. Austin, I need you to be a little bit unique, just a little bit unique next time.
Well, you never know.
If he would just pick something, or if he would pick in any position other than last every week on the broadcast picks, it would be okay, right? Because it would be somebody else. It would be somebody else pulling up the double up, but he picks third every week, so he's always the one pulling the double, always copying somebody week in, week out.
He's got a strategy, I guess.
Yeah, listen to the people that know what they're talking about, and then just piggyback on one of them.
And then agree with them, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
not a bad strategy at all.
Whichever one makes the best case, yeah, I'm going to go with that one.
He's consistent, yeah, it's good.
And then anytime he doesn't do that, he's just doing somebody that's running a GridVision car, so...
picking a little bit of favorites, yeah, I got you.
Yeah, exactly. So it's either a Derby double up or a Derby favoritism.
Favoritism. That's pretty good. Man, this is a long pace lap.
Setting us up for the very long race we got here tonight, 55 laps at Charlotte. Now, no cautions to break us up, so it's not going to take all that long compared to other NISs, but it's going to feel pretty long with the way that some of the field is going to get spread out over the course of the evening. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we can keep a couple guys within, breathing space of each other for the race win up at the front through, the majority of the race. That at least would keep me on the edge of my seat here, and at least keep the race interesting.
I think we're gonna have probably a lot of calling to do in the beginning of the race when they're all stacked up.
Conklin has a broken collarbone, Roger? You're lying, right? There's no way he just sat it on the pole by 0.4 over Garrett with a broken collarbone. Is he playing on a controller? Either way. Conklin coming up down to the green flag for the first time tonight. He hits the gas before they even get down to the chicane. And we're racing here from the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Garrett Maines got away pretty well from second. Graham Bolin lined up in third as we funnel down into turn number 1.
Yeah, there's probably going to be a lot of action right now as everyone's stacked up, but this is also where you got to be the most careful. I mean, you don't want to run into anybody, ruin your day really early.
The thing is with the next gen though, you can run into somebody and, if they spin off of your bumper, you're probably going to be fine, right? And you're,
it depends where you get hit, that's for sure.
Well, that's fair, You're not wrong. Well, they're hitting for the
Oh,
race
man,
lead
they're blowing
already.
each
Sean
other.
Conklin getting moved. Garrett Maines to the inside, becomes the outside as we're getting back onto the oval here at Charlotte. Can Sean Conklin get the throttle down in time? Maines a little bit wide into the fence.
And
And Conklin is going to get the spot back.
Oh, we got a crash.
Is that De Silva? Yeah, it's De Silva, qualified in the 30th place spot. He's going to lose the only position he had. Conklin might have a move done here on him. Garrett Maines looking for it down into the backstretch chicane. Not going to get the run out of the corner. Thought he might have the momentum. Was not going to be enough, but he is firmly in the draft coming down to the front stretch chicane here to wrap up lap number 1. Does he go for the dive?
I mean, the way they've been racing, I wouldn't be surprised. They're already moving into the wall. I mean, Graham Bolin's probably just sitting here like, yeah, y'all keep doing this. I'll be fine here in a little bit.
I know from experience watching the road course races here on every Monday and Friday night, Garrett and Sean tend to make one or two little mistakes early that could give them early damage, as we see a couple others doing the same back here coming out of the last chicane and back onto the front stretch, 3 wide into turn number 1. Wouldn't think that would work out at speed, but it looks like they're going to get through. Shug Nessie on the inside, getting a little bit of a tap. He's able to save it.
Every time
these guys rattling back for the top 20.
Every time I drive this track, I kind of feel out of control. So watching it and watching people do it better than me is kind of a interesting take. Oh
no! Shaughnessy, Lauren Shaughnessy going into the inside wall. I think he made contact with the right front. It does look like there's some damage.
Yeah. I wonder how that's going to affect the car now. Oh, we got another one stopped.
Oh, the 23. Going backwards now, too. A little bit worse than Shaughnessy had it look like. They've got some pals back there that have already had issues, it seems. A lot of guys having trouble. You were just talking about how a lot of these guys are doing better than you, but I just saw 3 guys spin out around here.
I completely take that back. I completely take it back very quickly. I think I got this if I was in this race.
I think they were maybe just running a little nice for the first lap and a half.
Nice. These guys are going at it for the lead, though.
Well, yeah. Well, Maines and Conklin, they just beat the ever-living hell out of each other lap after lap. Any chance they get, right? So it's not too much of a surprise. As long as Maines is behind Conklin, as soon as Garrett gets in front, you just kind of, you kind of know it's a little done and dusted. Most of the time.
I'm sure then he's going to be doing everything he can to make sure that one car can't get. Oh, as I say that, here he comes to the inside.
But it's okay. It's the same place Maines got to the inside on lap number 1. He's going to have the outside here. This time, though, Garrett pulls out of it a little early. Ooh. Actually gives the bumper to Sean coming back onto the oval. Maybe trying to play it a little bit different. Still does not get the run coming to the back straightaway.
This is the most cordial, hard racing I've seen at a road course in a while. Like, this is like not really wasting too much time, but also being aggressive. He's looking down at the bottom. They're like swerving Irvin all back down here.
Oh, come on, Greg. Don't hate on my man, Shug Nessie.
I hear that he's going to have a draft here. I wonder if he's going to take a lunge.
I think he's a little bit too far back. We've seen him from a little bit closer not go for it. This time, getting to the back bumper. Garrett really good through the braking zones, but just not going to be able to do anything. Really tight chicane on the front straightaway as is. And from what I've heard, the changes in real life this week are making it even tighter.
Yeah, it's more like a 90-degree angle, I think, now. Like, you really got to come down to a complete stop and make a right-hander and then back onto the front stretch, which I think will just cause more pile-ups, if you ask me.
I was about to say, it sounds like we're going to have more bumper cars in 2 different sections of the racetrack.
Yep. Ooh. Another chicane.
If the car can't pass, or if you can't pass with the car, make it where, we can play bumper cars with it. And that's the only way we can get some entertainment.
They're throwing it in here, and this is the old format, so I wouldn't be surprised if they're throwing it in there. Yeah, Garrett Maines, I mean, he's going right to the wall when he comes out of the infield. Oh, 10 car just wrecked. Yeah, we got a replay right here. Let's see what happens. Going into turn 1. And he just loses it. Just got out from underneath him. Oh, right in front of these guys too. I think it's out of the way though, so no harm, no foul. And Sean Conklin. Wait, look at these guys. They're bouncing. Oh, Garrett Mears is in the wall.
That's
I
a
was
pretty
just
good
about to say,
pound.
these guys are just bouncing off the curbs and going into the wall, and the car's floating everywhere. They're just swinging the car around every corner, it seems like.
I mean, these damn things are tanks, right? As long as you're not hitting the tire wrong, you're probably going to be fine with any kind of body damage, because you're just really not going to get any body damage. Not with taps like that. You've got to hit that wall pretty heavy, and you're at such a slow speed coming around that corner too. You're not carrying a lot of momentum. It's not likely that you're going to hit it with a ton of speed. So if you have to bounce off of it, whatever. I mean, I remember back in the day we used to bounce off the wall at Bristol to make speed in the B&A cars. So some places, you just kind of get away with it.
Yeah, you're a youngin' compared to me on iRacing. I've been on here for 13 years. We used to wall ride every single race at Bristol.
Oh, God.
That was
Yeah, I'm
people
glad I
would
wasn't
get
here for that.
qualifying world records and to be official because you can hit the wall. Those were fun days though. But yeah, we got a battle here between the 12 car here and the 16. Every time I go onto this back straightaway, I'm like automatically focused into going into the next chicane because I feel like the next chicane is just so treacherous. You can really lock up these wheels and really go over it. And you can definitely damage the underbody. He's taking a lunge right here underneath the 16 car. See if he gets it. Yeah, he hit those blue curbs like he did. The 16 backed out of it, but you can easily hit those curbs and go into somebody or damage the underbody. I mean, 55 laps of just doing that over and over again can really cause some damage to your car. And yeah, Garrett Baines is also staying right with Sean Conklin. They got about 3.5 second lead over Grant Bolden too, so they are.
Yeah, you're saying he's staying right with them, but he has faded off the back bumper ever so slightly, 0.5 of a second between the two. Is that him trying to dodge some of the dirty air to not completely kill his front tires, or is Conklin ever so slightly faster?
You don't really care that much about the tires here. You're probably going to see pit stop with no tires, just fuel. So I wonder if he's just taking a little bit of break, or he's just kind of like, we're really close, let's kind of ride it out, because he's kind of just staying even. Like the gap really isn't going anywhere. So I mean, it could be some dirty air, but I don't really think he's going to be worrying about tires too much.
Also wondering if that fence hit could have maybe taken a little bit of speed out of it. Maybe there actually was some damage to the right front tire whenever he pounded it against the wall. Maybe it wasn't as flush as I originally expected.
He did do it about like 3 or 4 times throughout the 6 laps, so it definitely could be that.
Yeah, repeated hits definitely increase the chance here on iRacing,
sure.
so that's a good shout.
The car can be a tank, but if you keep hitting it every lap, then definitely something's probably not going to hang up. Yeah, for sure. We got a battle right here too for 5th as they go into the infield section. This section's just so technical with the uphill, downhill, hard braking, but we're going so slow around here. But these cars are just so twitchy. Like any movement can really affect it. So we'll see down here, got a little straightaway to a right-hander. I see people swing it all the way out here to the grass just to get on the throttle early for a good apex, and they're going to go all the way around here. But he's probably going to try to set up his move down on the back straightaway. That's where he gets the most draft in the chicane.
Sada just trying to hang on to the last spot in the top 5. Robert Miller coming through onto the oval once again, looking a little bit quicker as we're coming up to the back straightaway. Looking like he's trying to peek that left front fender to the inside here of Hisada, but Hisada's going to go defensive as we come down to the chicane. Togo a little bit earlier on the brakes, the 10 getting around the outside, but he goes a little bit too deep. He's going to have to go through, take the slowdown penalty as Hisada's going to keep the spot.
Yeah, this is just what I was saying. You hit those curves before you lock up going too deep. I mean, he was right on the back bumper. He's getting all that draft. And he probably just carried too much speed and had to lock it up. We got to get that slowdown done quick so you don't lose the spot like he's about to right here.
Bigger to the inside, coming to the front straightaway. Can he get the move done? He's going to hit the curbs now on the inside. Robert getting tight, having to lift out of the throttle. He's going to turn 1 lost position into 2 as we come down to turn number 1. Jay Beckert looking to the inside. And he's going to take 7th away from Robert Miller, who just a second ago looked like he was going to be inside of the top 5.
Yeah, one little mistake that really all causes here. These guys had to be really on top of each other right now. So since they're being so close together, one mistake is going to turn a couple little spots here as they have a gap to the next pack. But these guys are all on top of each other, so I wonder how this is going to go. Everyone's really tight in this section too, so you're going to want to set up your moves for the backstretch chicane for sure. We've got the 44 car here too. There's going to be a big draft tow coming here now in the backstretch. Let's see if he gets back here. I'm curious to see the draft, just as it happened to him last lap.
Robert Miller was looking like he was fast enough to be in the top 5 a moment ago. Now slide back to 8th, but back on the offensive as he goes down to the inside on Jay Becker into the back straightaway chicane side by side. This time, the number 10 able to go in there side by side, keep it off the wall, keep it on the racetrack.
Yeah,
And Robert Miller is going to move up to 7th.
Yeah, they got really tight right there. Go over those big blue curves again. You just bottom out and just go straight into somebody you don't mean to. But another heavy braking here again, where you can overshoot it, lock up, and hit those curves. We saw Garrett Maines hit the wall here a lot for the last first couple laps. And speaking of Garrett, he's almost fallen back to a second. So maybe you're right. Here's the battle for the lead. Well,
it's just a touch slower. Like, it's not anything major. It's like half a tenth a lap that he's losing on average. I mean, just nothing between the two, but it's just enough for Garrett to fall off of the back bumper of Sean, right? Up to 8.5, 9 tenths of a second coming back on the oval, and he continues to flirt for the wall.
Yeah, when you're this close in speed, like you've been saying, any little like lockup, as we saw when we changed cameras, definitely plays into a factor. So if he's going to want to keep up, he's going to have to stop maybe hitting the curves as hard or locking up. But he's still in the draft, so it's kind of keeping. You can look at the last lap; it's really only a tenth and a half, like you said. But they're pretty still evenly together. But he's still in that draft, so it's going to take a little minute or a big mistake for him to do it. But Sean is just kind of clicking away the same laps here that I'm looking. It's about on top of each other right here. Probably about
Crazy
the same thing here. Oh!
Are these guys throw it into the corner, man, and somehow keep it on the racetrack.
Yeah, that time Sean made a mistake coming off onto the front straightaway onto the chicane, and you saw him get a little loose. The right rear tapped the wall there, and allowed Garrett to really close in here. But you know, I know these two are really good at road racing, so no surprise they got over a 6-second lead almost on Graham Boland. But it's really going to depend on who makes a bigger mistake, it seems, so far. But you can see a little bit of right front damage, I think, on Garrett Maine's car, probably from hitting the wall on the front stretch so much. Unless it's just the camera angle. Look at the little scratch. We got Graham Boland here, like I said, about 5.5. If they start racing, though, don't be surprised if he catches back up.
And I am telling you right now, if Garrett gets to Sean, they will be racing, and they will be racing harder than anybody on the server races each other. I mean, it's ridiculous, and it's from 2 teammates. It's crazy how hard they race each other at these road courses, week in, week out, or I guess time in and time again, that we come to the road courses. They are just beating ever living the hell out of each other. The only reason it really hasn't happened too much tonight so far is because Sean's actually been a little quicker than Garrett. Typically, Sean out-qualifies Garrett, but Garrett's a little bit quicker, and we get a great battle off of that as he's just trying to find a way by. But Sean puts up a crazy good defense for 2/3 of the race. This time, Sean actually just looks like he's been ever so slightly quicker. That last time, Garrett cuts back into the lead, but a little bit different than we typically see at the road courses.
Well, he's still right there, so I wouldn't be surprised if he stays there most of the race, how aggressive both of them will be to try to either stay in front or catch one another. So we can see some mistakes. We may see some bumper cars if he gets closer, but right now they're running so hard against each other. Like, you can look at the lap times as we had on the side, but also look at the gap. They're really pulling away from Graham Boling and Nicholas Roman. I mean, it's 6.5 seconds only growing. They're running almost the same amount of laps too. Just a couple laps ago, Sean made a little bit of mistake and Garrett didn't, so they're kind of staying the same. But I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, he's not losing the draft, so he's kind of staying in that wake. If he gets a little bit closer, like you said, the lap times may slow down a little bit because they may be really aggressive towards each other, like you said, as they go into the backstretch chicane right here. They're just throwing the car around, like you said, there, man. Look like every time they go into the braking zone, they hit the turtle shells or the blue ones you see. Not blue shells. Mario Kart gives you PTSD. But yeah, they're just going off in there, and yeah, like they use all of the racial. Like he's in the. Are they in the grass? It looks like they're in the grass. And as I said, he hits the turtle shell. He's in the wall, and Garrett closes up a lot as they go into turn 1.
God bless. Sean is pushing it through that front stretch chicane time and time again. And you know, you can get like, what? You don't get the 1X until you're halfway off into the grass, and it's really AstroTurf, so you don't actually get that much grip loss. So I think you like actually gain time by widening out the corner there. I think that they're just going to be faster through that corner and carry more speed through there because they're the only guys really widening the corner out. I believe you get half a car width before you get the 1X.
Well,
No loss of traction. Go ahead and take it.
yeah, as Hollabot just did, he tried to look like he just tried to do the exact what we just saw the 2 liters going into one, and he hit the wall because they swing it way out into that kink from the front straightaway, and then dive it back in, and he just did the same thing. He just kind of just misjudged it. But like you said, when they go into the front stretch chicane, it almost looks like they're driving in the grass. Since it's AstroTurf, you really don't lose any time. You don't get loose. You don't do anything, and I guess if you just skim it right, you don't even get a 0x, 1x, whatever it is for an off track. So in reality, they're just using more of the track, and you can see these other guys trying to do it too, but they get so close to the wall, they get so close to the shells, they just hit it and roll over. So you got to be careful what you do. That is, we got another battle right here.
There's like I'm watching Garrett Main's onboard. There's a really good cut in the AstroTurf where it's shaded different. And it's almost like, okay, keep your tires in this little sliver that's shaded like this, and you're going to be fine, not get a 1X. If you push it over that, you're going to get one. And they just keep it to the, the good side of that. I mean, I'm telling you, the slit in the grass is just in a really good spot for it on the front straightaway. Just a good visual to keep an eye on lap after lap. That's the big thing about road course racing. Yeah, you use it in oval racing too, but especially in road course, finding your marks, right, and using every little bit of information you can about the racetrack to gain any type of advantage. If you're doing that and only one other guy in the entire lobby is doing that, that's an extra tenth and a half that you're picking up on the field lap after lap, just because you're carrying so much more speed into that last corner.
Yeah, Sean Conklin's really getting it down as we're riding on here with Garrett Maines. See how smooth he is. I mean, this is, if you guys ever go on board my cars throughout the week, they're never this smooth, that's for sure. But he's just really like smoothing all around and just not really making any wiggle room. I mean, Sean's got to be doing the same thing. Here's the grass part you're talking about. Look at that, just right at the turf. Then back up here on the right-hander on the curb. You got to wait for the car to settle. Got a little kick out right there. It seems that Sean's a little bit more aggressive in the front stretch chicane. That allows Garrett to, gain a little bit of time on him. But it seems like Sean's really good. I think he just tapped the wall there. Sean's really good on like getting onto the oval down the back straightaway. That's where he usually gains the 10th. So they're kind of just like evening each other out, kind of running the same laps. But as they're running the same laps and not racing, they're following each other. You can see the gap they pulled on Graham Bowling back here. I mean, it's already almost 9 seconds, and that's a huge margin. I don't even think pit strategy at that point or a wreck basically would have to happen for them to catch up. But I mean, you never know if they start racing, beating and banging, slow down like a couple seconds a lap. But I don't know. They're kind of keeping the same gap. It's almost a second now. Sean's got on Garrett as I look at it.
You've nailed it about. It's where they're coming onto the oval. That's where he's gaining his time. Garrett does not have the line out of that corner down whatsoever compared to Sean. I mean, pushing wide out of the corner, hitting the wall. You can just tell that Sean's hitting the corner so much cleaner and getting a better run. That's a spot where Garrett really needs to impress, because you can get that draft down the entire back straightaway and really make hay with it, but you're losing it if you're hitting that fence instead.
I'm curious to see now that he's out of the draft, what's going to happen between him and Sean now. I mean, I'm not saying you're not on the throttle too much, but like just right there, the chicane, he kind of just gains the time back. Look, he gained 2/10 just right there, because I think Sean's doing what Garrett's doing when he gets on the oval. He's hitting those curbs so hard where you have to wait for the car to like balance itself back out and get back on it. But you can see, like, look at the splitter on the right front of both of these cars there. Even on the right side quarter panel, these guys have gotten into the wall. I mean, it hasn't been like egregious, but they're using every ounce of the track like we talked about, to the point where, I mean, look how close he was there, to the point where they got damage on the right side of the car. So these guys are not playing around. They're using everything, and we just found out in the chat that it's actually painted asphalt, apparently.
Is that really painted asphalt? If it's painted asphalt, it's even grippier. Like,
yeah, that I didn't know. I thought it was grass. I don't know if they're talking about the back.
On board.
Are they going to talk about? Are they talking about this? This is painted asphalt. I don't know. I thought the other part was asphalt. I may be wrong. I'm not sure.
I could have swore that the going into the front stretch chicane, the grass on the left, it's AstroTurf. I'm pretty sure. I don't think it's green painted grass.
I think the backstretch chicane that we just went through is AstroTurf. I think this is AstroTurf.
Yeah, everything that's green is grass. Everything that's green is AstroTurf.
Wow, look at the bump on that. My goodness, it almost went right in the wall.
I
But
just saw him go
that's
through
what
it. I
Garrett
heard the
gained.
grass. I heard the grass physics effects. You know that you get whenever you're going
Yeah,
through there.
that's AstroTurf.
Yeah.
I don't think that's grass. That's AstroTurf. I think the backstretch chicane is those painted asphalt. I think that's why they do that huge runoff. It's like you said, it's really grippy. There's no point in doing that whole swing out thing if it's just where they went through right there, which is just asphalt.
Roger, I don't know if you would lie with me, but or lie to me, but you know, you went down to my trust meter on that one. That was definitely not asphalt over there, painted green.
We need a fact check.
You've definitely gone down on my trust board. Like you were maybe like A tier, now you're B, flirting with C.
We need it quoted, like where he got that information. We need an MLA format. Research paper.
If he's just trusting his eyes, then I need to question what he's doing on the surface. He needs to go see a optometrist.
This is grass though. I'm pretty sure the infield's all grass. I don't think that's AstroTurf. Yeah, this is grass. Like actual grass. The painted asphalt's on the back straightaway.
So of
Now
course it's
people
going to be
are-
super easy to get out of the backstretch chicane. No worries.
Well,
You got
that's
painted,
that's why
painted
they
tarmac.
cut it right so violently is because there's no grass. Up now we got people saying it's AstroTurf and not painted. Now people are going at it in the comments.
Thank you, Greg. That's what I'm talking about. You might have gone after Shug Nessie, but you're on my side now, so I appreciate it.
This is painted asphalt. I don't even think the runoff is.
Yeah.
Well, we got a little battle here. I mean, I know Hollabaugh I know racing him in A Open, he puts a lot of emphasis on these road courses to get better. So it's good to see him running a little bit up here and maintaining a good pace. Seems a little bit more stable. You can see he's not swinging the car up as much as the leaders are. He tried it that one time and got in the wall. I don't think he's tried it since, but pretty consistent right here. It's a 28 car though. He's gaining on him though, so it's going to be a little defensive here. But looking still back at the gaps of the leaders though, looks like Garrett got back into that 1 second range, so it's fairly even between the two leaders right now.
You know, you said the magic word earlier, I think, talking about somebody else. They got out of the range of it for Graham Bolin. And that's pit strategy. I really think that this race is going to be won by how fast is your in-lap and out-lap. You know, if Garrett can keep this gap within a second, it's all going to be coming down to how you get down pit road and how you come out of pit road. How much traffic do you catch?
Well, you know, if one of these drivers, especially in the top two, pop into pit road, you know everyone's going to pop into pit road. They're going to follow each other. I mean, I would be surprised if Garrett, sees Sean go in and not do it. I think they're just going to follow each other. I wouldn't see why not, especially if they're this even. You would think they want to establish something different, but I don't really think they are because they're just so on top of each other running the same laps. I mean, everybody else behind them will probably try to do something different, but I think they're just going to kind of do the same thing. They're going to be on top of each other, probably same strategy, same amount of times in the pit. It's probably be fairly even like we see on track now.
Garrett could try to undercut him, right? He could see Sean stand on pit road and decide to come down pit road last second to pull the undercut on him. But that's probably the only way you're getting a separation, right? I do feel like if Sean comes down first, Garrett probably follows, like you say, unless maybe he's thinking the same thing. Like maybe he thinks it's going to be so difficult to pass him on racetrack, being the exact same pace with this next gen boat. It's going to be so hard to pass him. Might as well try the overcut if Sean decides to come to pit road.
It is a boat. Like, you're not exaggerating. Look how these cars just bounce around. And they said that when they're making these cars, the brakes were going to be better. I think the old cars' brakes were better, honestly, because these things lock up so easily, and they carry like a lot of width around it, and they bounce around. Man, Graham is just bouncing around too. And as he's bouncing around, you can actually look that the Vroman's reeling him in here. This is an interesting. Yeah, he's right there. He's like about under a second.
Oh my gosh, Mr. Third Place himself is coming to strike once again, Nicholas Froman. Coming up to maybe challenge Graham Bolin here in the coming laps, coming up to halfway as well. So we're going to go ahead and step aside and take our first commercial break of the racing action. Whenever we come back, we've got more green flag racing on the other side. Stay with us.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to the Ryco Performance Friday night NiS top split here from the Charlotte Roval. Sean Conklin, the Conky Donkey himself, back because we're at a road course and back up in the race lead, and still just ever so slightly quicker, I suppose. It's hard for me to even say that, right? It's honestly the exact same speed. These guys just swapping which one's running faster each lap. Sean Conklin, Garrett Maines up at the front, 0.8 of a second, maybe 9 separating the two.
Yeah, I think they're just hitting the same laps, and I'm so happy to see that my name was spelled correctly this time as we got back on the air. But Nicholas Roman, he kind of lost some ground to Graham Bowling here, maybe passing some lap traffic, perhaps. I mean, we saw a couple during the break on the side-by-side, and them, having to go through some lap traffic. I wonder if that kind of separated the two. One thing that did not separate, though, was how even Garrett and Sean have been, though. They went through the lap traffic, they remained literally the same lap times and the same difference from each other. It's really not changing at this point.
It's ridiculous. And what they do through the front straightaway chicane lap after lap is just unreal. I don't know how in the world they are not just destroying the race car into the outside wall every single lap after they take the ramps in the infield. I mean, every single time they hit these blue turtles, these cars are jumping all over the place, and I swear that they are in a collision course for the wall almost every lap, and somehow, some way, they've kept them off the fence enough to at least escape damage.
I guess I needed to be hitting these all along. I look at them as like
Clobbering.
danger, blue turtle shells, Mario Kart, and don't touch them. But I guess I was doing it wrong the whole time because these guys just run them over like it's nothing. No one else seems to be doing that as violently either, or using the track as much as possible either. These guys are running at the wall, entering, exiting, brushing it. I mean, you can see the size of the cars. They got some scrapes too as we look back here later in the pack. These guys just don't attack it as much though. But actually, as I said that, he almost hits the wall.
Yeah, Sheldon, I wonder when the lapper's going to kill Conklin too. I kind of feel like, every time we see Sean Conklin come into one of these things, he's doing well. Something happens towards the end of it that just completely throws the race. He doesn't even get a decent finish that he deserved, right? He'll finish outside of the top 10 or get something ridiculous happen to him. I could definitely see him becoming a victim to the lap car sweepstakes later.
Did you just call me Sheldon?
No. Sheldon said something in chat.
Oh. Everyone's messing up my name today. It's okay. But like you said, I mean, what happens is if you lead this whole race and the one car goes by you, I mean, you don't want to think about it this way, but like the human mind just goes straight into like, I need to get back in the lead. And I think that's what ends up happening to Sean is that he's like, I led this whole thing, I out-qualified him, now I just got passed, I need to get back. And then you make a mistake like that. But so far, like you said, he really hasn't made much of a mistake. He's just kind of staying. I mean, these guys are hitting the same lap. It's bounced from 0.6 to like 0.8 the last like 5-6 laps every single time. I mean, look how steady this is. I mean, it's pretty impressive. I know for sure many drivers have a problem being this steady, going through these big shells, these big curbs and everything like that. We got one on the apron right here.
Yeah, he was slow out of the backstretch chicane. I think he was stopped in the middle of it, maybe. The 38 coming down.
Misjudge it.
Hit the inside curves and just, well,
there you go.
He hit them wrong. That's what happens whenever you hit them the wrong way, just spinning it, looping it around, coming out, and decided to limp it around on the apron.
We've watched 2 cars hit it right for 25 laps straight. I guess that's what happens when you hit it wrong. Because these guys are just over and over and over and over again, just doing the exact same thing. It's just staying the same. I mean, it's impressive. Don't get me wrong. Oh, oh, we got Graham down pit road. Here
A
we
little
go.
before halfway, your third place runner down to pit road because apparently he's been in the fence coming through the front stretch chicane, just hitting the curbs wrong. Maybe no, that's not gonna be. Or he just pulled it off to the side. He was fine. What in the world did Graham? Graham just wanted some practice. I don't know.
That's a. I don't think that's a strategy. And as that happens, look who's in third place.
Mr. Third Place. Mr. Third Place back again, Nicholas Roman. Who would have thought? I mean, he has finished in third place in probably 90% of the damn races we have called in the last month and a half. It is ridiculous.
Maybe he. Who knows? Maybe he'll get second place this time.
I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna happen. I think he's just cursed to third place. He gets interviewed, but it's not the interview you want.
Hey, when I mean, I don't know. When you're up front, you got a lot of TV time. I mean, I know he wins races. We've all seen it, but sometimes you just get in a funk and you're locked into third. I guess. I mean, I guess I'd like to be in a good funk.
Look at all the time that Maines has lost to Conklin too. By the way, at the end of lap number 24, the front straightaway shenanigans finally caught up to Garrett Maines. It didn't give him any damage, but it cost him a ton of time. Hitting the turtles wrong. I don't know if our producer can get a look at it, but it's the end of Garrett's lap number 24. He hit the inside curve on the second part of the chicane and just about destroyed that thing.
Yeah, and that's what we've been talking about. That's what can happen, and that could be the mistake Sean needs. You just never know. I mean, as I say that, they're still kind of just running at the same time, but I'm interested to see how more aggressive Garrett will be in the chicane now that that's happened. I mean, we'll see him as he goes through here. I mean, this is usually where he's gained time on Sean, so maybe he was just trying to do that again. You know, but they got 27 laps on the tires, but nope, he just goes through it again like nothing's there, and he gains a 10th actually. Oh, we got the 01 car spinning here too.
Yeah, it's coming out of turn number 2, I believe. Conklin's getting held up by a lap car, so Maines may be able to pull in some ground. And actually, the 01 was coming out of pit road. Maybe he took tires and the cold tires caught him out because that was a cold tire looking spin.
The cold tires on these cars on road courses are. I mean, you just might as well put us on dirt or ice.
It's bad.
It's just
bad, man.
It's just, and it takes so long to get heat in the tires. That's another reason why you don't want to take tires. We got someone down pit road right here. We got the 3 car down pit road. He's running the top 5. So maybe this is time where people will start ducking down. I mean, I'm sure the 2 leaders know about this, so interesting to see what they'll do. But as you know, we were talking about Garrett Maines losing ground. I mean, look at the time now. He's gained 4/10 in the last lap. And let's see how he goes into this chicane too. Look at
John got held up big time by a lap car. So I think, you know, it's just the ebbs and flows of road course racing, right? It's a pretty tight racetrack in a lot of spots. One person makes a mistake here. One person gets held up by a lap car there.
Oh.
One producer just about loses his internet there. And, you know, it's just the natural flow of things.
Yeah, Garrett is still being really aggressive in that chicane, though. You see the car bouncing around really aggressively there as he comes out of it. He's just, I think at this point, he's just sending it to try to get back to Sean, and again running the same amount of laps and same lap times really. But Sean has been really good at not making the mistake Garrett just did a couple laps ago. It's been pretty impressive for him not doing, because if you look at it, he's doing the exact same thing almost. So it's good to see them not really, you know, ruining their races, but running really wide in these cars and these tracks. I mean, you can see right here as they cut in to go down the backstretch, how much racetrack they take, and you know, it goes all the way to the wall like that and almost touches it. We've seen them touch them a couple times. And we got another one
it's
down
ridiculous how much of the racetrack they're using, right? I mean, absolutely abusing the track limits. Even whenever there's a wall, they are using absolutely all the racetrack up to the wall, putting the car against the fence if they have to.
An FIA official can never watch this race. They would lose their minds. That's all I gotta say.
Imagine if these things were open wheels. I mean, it would take maybe a lap and a half and the entire field would be destroyed.
Yeah. Everybody would be disqualified if you go by F1 rules. Two open track limits.
Oh!
Oh, he's in the wall.
Oh my goodness, it wasn't big though. It wasn't big. It ended up being a tiny tap there for Garrett Maines, but
I don't know
that looked
how he
like it
keeps
was going to be
saving it
way
like
bigger.
that. I don't know how he keeps saving it like that. Toe link would be destroyed for sure.
I can't believe that the sideways momentum got slowed down so much, right? Like, it's not like, if you're moving towards the wall, you feel like you could maybe brake going towards it, but there he's somehow just twisting the car's
He's on
momentum
two
to get back
wheels.
towards the front straightaway. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
How do you slow the car down on two wheels? He's on two wheels as he slides up to the wall.
I really don't know what to tell you. I don't understand how in the world that race car is still going after that last one. I thought for sure he was going to destroy that the right front there.
I'm sure that's what Sean. Oh, we got a spin right here. Didn't he just? I think the 60 just came out of the
Yeah,
pits.
man,
Another fresh tire victim here.
Cannot be
Let's see.
taking
Yep,
tires.
right
Not
out of
good.
the pits. Look at him. He's sideways coming out of the pits. And yep, there it goes.
I mean, it's like driving on ice. There's no
Yeah.
way that's realistic, man. There's
You
no
can't
way.
well, you don't want to ask me about realistic in iRacing, but yeah, that car may be really damaged at this point. That was kind of a spin. It looks like it's teetering. I think he may have some toe damage. It's still going, but I think he may have some toe damage. The twitchiness looks like the wheel's definitely not straight.
There's some things I feel like they do pretty well on the realism side of things, but there are some things that are definitely just absolutely, completely
Well,
wrong.
this car is completely wrong.
Yeah, that's pretty fair. I mean, some of the dirty air feeling at certain places can feel decent. Can feel accurate depending on the setup.
Mile and a half's for draft locking though, because the arrow's so messed up.
No kidding.
Let's see what happened here.
They fixed the trucks, so maybe there's hope for the oval refresh. I mean, I say fix.
Oh man, he got airborne. And that's what we were talking about earlier. You carry so much speed from that. You brake like 50 feet later, you lock up, and that happens. And then it really damages the underbody of the car, just like that. Man, there's a lot of lap traffic now. Look at this gaggle of cars right here for Sean. Wonder how he's gonna get through this. This is where Garrett can either lose more time on him or really gain time on him. They haven't pit yet. Maybe Garrett's thinking about pitting, maybe trying to undercut on him. I mean, he could now that he's a little bit farther away, but Sean's in a really big gaggle here, and he's catching these cars really fast too.
Hell, if I was Sean, I would have pitted right there. Come down pit road right whenever you catch the lap traffic. That way you don't have to deal with it. Right?
Yeah,
At least not in the pit cycle.
Too. That's what I was thinking too. But also, you could have said the same thing for Garrett because he just caught it too. But yeah, he didn't come in either. He's now going through as the one car lets him by.
I feel like that would have been a really good opportunity for Garrett there. With Sean not pitting, 3 cars stuck in front of him, that could have been all he needed.
Every time if during a cycle, I never want to be the first one. So maybe that's what they're thinking. But also in the same cases, when I catch a gaggle of lap cars and I have some space behind me, I duck in so I don't have to deal with them and gain more time. That's what I thought they would have done. I mean, Garrett's gaining a little bit of time here, but I thought that would have been a perfect opportunity for Garrett to come in. He just caught the end of the pack. He had about a 1.5 second distance. That would have been a perfect time to jump him. But they were also the ones in the track, so they made no difference. And speaking of pit road, we got more cars down pit road. We got the 44 machine down pit road. She got Sean Rogers right here.
Do either of the race leaders decide to come this time? Garrett Maines having the lap car of Lawrence Shaughnessy, his teammate, getting out of the way. Coming out of NASCAR turn 4, Sean Conklin stays on the racetrack. Garrett Maines also still staying out, completing lap number 31, 24 laps to go. Your third place runner, still Mr. Third Place himself, Nicholas Roman.
Maybe they're just hitting the same lap time and they got such a big gap. They're just gonna run it dry. I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of, because if I'm trying to gain somebody, in that gaggle of cars we just had, I think that would have been a really good opportunity to do it. As we saw already, a couple cars come down pit road, but I guess they're waiting for everybody or a lot of people to go down pit road to make that decision.
I just feel like you got to do something different, and I'm surprised Garrett didn't do something different right there. I felt like that was the moment to change up what was going on out on the racetrack. Give yourself an opportunity through the pit cycle, but instead he decided to stay out there with Sean. And if you run it to the end of the fuel window, you're both just going to be pitting on the same lap, and it's really going to be status quo. At that point, 1.7 seconds, you're not gaining that if you're pitting on the same lap.
No, he's probably gonna have to do something different, or Sean's gonna have to make a mistake, or he's just gonna somehow have to drive faster. I think at this point, with almost a 2-second lead, it's not like he's in that 1-second interval. As we got Hollabah on pit road right here. He's been in 6th. He's been doing pretty good.
Yeah, Matt's running up in the top 10, so it's been a good night for him. Conklin
Oh,
coming down pit road.
oh,
Crap!
oh
That's
no!
a speeding penalty. That's a
That's
speeding
a speeding penalty.
For
That's
sure.
Yep, that's good. I think that was the mistake we were talking about. And what sucks even more was that he was the one. He didn't have to counter Garrett. He just drove it in there himself. There's no way he got the thing slowed down. I would be absolutely shocked if he got
At
that
the
car slowed
cone,
down.
he was 61, and you have to get it down to 40.
Oh,
I
then
just,
yeah, no.
you're up by a second and a half, Conky Donkey.
There's no need to be doing that. Not at all.
Oh, I just don't think that was necessary. I don't.
I wonder if he was just looking in the mirror and he was thinking maybe this is it, and he just like, I got to do it now, and it was just too late. He's sitting there, so yeah, he's got a penalty.
Oh my goodness! I said it earlier. I said it earlier, didn't I? That
Yep.
Sean was just bound for a mistake. It always has something. There's always something for Sean.
This
is not a good one.
There was no need for this. Yeah. Well, I mean, he could have just got
just
loose
laid on
out of
the
the
brake.
corner, or
Yeah, he's just
That's
laid
the
on the
last
brake,
decision.
back in, stepped out, and didn't let him slow down as fast as he wanted to.
So now Garrett's got a comfortable lead, and he doesn't even need to push the envelope going into the pits at all. He's got about a 25, and there goes Sean finally coming out of the pits after serving his penalty. So unless something extremely happens and he just randomly just starts going 8-second, as he's touring one of the lap cars, the 98 car, unless something happens or he just starts running crazy lap times, I think that's really going to be it for Sean because of these no cautions.
As we're coming up to the final 20 laps this evening, we're going to take a step away from your weekly running of the Garrett Main Show. Whenever we come back, well, I think the outcome's pretty inevitable at this point. But hey, we're going to sit here and we're going to watch it happen.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to the Ryco Performance Friday Night NiS Top Split. We've got Garrett Maines down pit road. He's taken 4 tires on lap number 37 here, so 19 laps to go. Your race leader coming down pit road, completing the cycle, at least of the main contenders. He almost looped it off at pit road. Would have been funny to see both of our front 2 guys making a mistake on the pit cycle, completely screwing their race, but it looks like Garrett's going to get away on those tires and be a-okay.
He's probably going to have to crawl for about 3 to 4 laps because these cars are just, we've already seen, absolutely treacherous on cold tires.
I mean, he's already missing apexes. Like, you can just tell how much more difficult it is, and it should be more difficult, but maybe not like you're driving on. Yeah. Oh my goodness, he's almost losing it out of the.
Not like when you don't have a diffuser for some reason, all of a sudden just changing tires. I mean, I understand why you took 4 tires, like you got that big of a lead, but like I don't really think I would have taken tires because of just how loose it is. He's going to be dealing with that for a couple laps.
Weird is to say it's not worth the risk to take 4 tires. Like, you've got a 20-second lead, but it's not worth the risk to take 4 tires because you might loop it on newer tires.
iRacing, take notes. Take notes. Hey, I've been trying to tell him for years. But no, everyone thinks it's the most realistic thing in the world.
I come in here week out bitching about something, to be fair. So
I'm not
we tell them on here.
I'm not asking for something perfect, but there's a couple quick fixes that could make the racing a lot better, that's for sure.
I agree with that.
And
well, let's make these things not tanks so that we cannot just fly it into the front stretch wall time and time again. I want to see Garrett get tested with some damage.
Yeah, I mean, well, it is. These cars in real life are kind of hard to crumble. I mean,
with how many times Garrett hit that thing? You think they can do that
yeah,
in real life?
No, I think the right front toe link would have gave out by the 3rd or 4th hit, probably.
Yeah, I feel like they let it go a little too far.
Yeah,
but I don't know. Like, do I want to come down pit road because I've just touched the wall 4 times?
Well, we used
sit there for
to.
2.5 minutes to change your toe link.
I don't know how long you've been on here, but we used to touch the wall and you were down 50 horsepower.
Oh, I mean, I know back in the days for Xfinity, right? You get 12.5 seconds of damage and you're basically done, right? I've been on here 7 years, so I've been here.
Oh, then yeah, you touch the wall and you would be down like 100 RPM. It'd be crazy. That I'm glad is fixed. That you couldn't touch the wall, but like
we've just gone too far in the opposite direction.
Yeah, we just swung all the way to the opposite side of the spectrum where you could just pound the thing and nothing happened. Which causes a lot more
carnage.
Yeah, I was trying to word it nicely, but you know.
I mean,
I was trying to be nice.
That might be the reason why we have the protest warrior running about.
No. I think sometimes the protest button needs to be taken away too. That's also a different. That's a different rant for a different day.
If you protest more than 100 people in a year, you need to have your protest button revoked.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's fair to share that we're all kind of been abused the button at least once or twice a year.
I've protested 2 people in 7 years.
Oh no, I'm at a much higher rate recently, but that's again another story.
Okay, well, we got a couple serial protesters out there apparently.
Yeah, we got. No, the funny thing is that usually protesters know, or victims know who they are. Let's just put it that way. Here, you know how you fix it? You know when you get protested and you get the description, take that away because you know exactly who protested you, just by how they talk.
Oh yeah, for sure.
iRacing, if you're listening, that just causes more drama. I just fixed it for them. If I hope they're listening to that. If you listen to anything I said today, listen to that. Well, we got a
And here's
we
my
almost a
laundry
30
list of other
second wait.
demands.
Oh yeah. Go ahead. You got a
No,
list?
no,
Oh,
no,
okay.
just kidding. We're gonna hold back. We're gonna hold back. I mean, it takes time, right? It's not like you snap your fingers and be like, do all this. They're doing so much. I gotta, you still gotta point out the good things. The weather system's pretty daggum cool, and I know they're still working on that. Hopefully, we can get that for the NASCAR road courses at some point too. I would love that. I'm a big NASCAR road course guy, so personally, I would love to see the rain come over here at some
Oh,
point.
oh, that'd be more entertaining.
Oh, the races would be the biggest shit
Can you
shows on
imagine?
this
Can you
course.
imagine this race like just pouring? That'd be
I mean,
awesome.
the Xfinity race from a couple years ago, where
Yes.
they ran in the monsoon.
Yep.
Holy
Yep.
crap, man! That would be amazing on here.
They were
Amazing.
hydroplaning in puddles, like just straight puddles.
Mm.
But that'd be really. Honestly, I feel like the same type of people would still be really good in the rain. I just think it'd be we'd have a lot more obviously wrecks, but more like it just would take your skill and just turn it up more of a notch for sure.
Yeah, I think it would make it where skill matters even more.
Yeah, it would
In
definitely be
in an era where the car is so damn easy to drive, making it to where driver skill means a little bit more is definitely needed.
These cars are also really even, especially over the last update. I've realized that when they restrict like the gear ratios to only a certain and whatever update they did, these cars have gotten a lot more even. These cars. Oh, we
Nolan
got a wreck.
Hodgson around on the front straightaway. Somebody else cutting it to make sure they don't get any damage. Probably a smart
Put the
move.
thing in reverse quick. That's
Just trying to get out of harm's way. Get out of there. Back it up, Terry.
Put it in reverse, Terry. Let's see what happened here. I think he's gonna overcook it from what he's going through. Oh, the car in front of him slows. Yeah, he didn't want to run in the back of him, and that just caused him to wreck. Yeah, he got out of the way fairly quickly, but there's a lot of cars coming like that. That's what scares me when you're coming through that chicane that fast. You don't want to see a car backing up in front of you at race pace. I've seen
Especially
my fair
whenever we've
share of
seen
that.
how fast people have been coming through that chicane tonight. Right?
Well, they're
They
using
want
every
to
inch of the racetrack,
that
so
pace, there's no way to change your direction at that point. Try to avoid somebody backing up across the racetrack.
no, that would. I've seen my fair share. I've been in wrecks, my fair share of that happening. But imagine that in the rain. Yeah, see, that'd be something new. We're on board
Vincent
with
Crow getting lapped, the first of your top 10 contenders to get lapped by your race leader here.
Oh, that's always good to know. You run in top 10, you get a lap down.
Yeah, it kind of puts it all into perspective. It's like, oh,
We're doing that.
top 10 sucks. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, Vincent. I'm kidding. You're having a great run there, buddy. And he won a, I think it was the NiS race I was in last. No, maybe it wasn't that. Maybe I think it was a pretty big A Open. He won last week at Talladega. So congrats to Vincent on the big SOF win last week.
I will take a 10th place around this track. That's for sure. Anywhere in the top 10 would be a win for me.
The road courses are one of my strong suits in the NASCAR cars. So if I'm
Oh,
if
no,
I'm on a
not
road
me.
course, I'm expecting a top 3.
No, not me. I would be lucky.
Even though I don't like this track. This track sucks.
We need to go to the oval. Can we normalize that? Like, please. The Fall Charlotte race.
I mean,
is just
considering
so awesome.
yeah, considering the next gen is good at
Coke
a
600
mile and a half.
best race of the year.
Whenever it doesn't rain out, yeah, it is.
Yeah, well,
Like, what the hell?
oh, don't get me started on that. That's one race I'll actually sit down and stare at my TV over.
But could you imagine a 400-mile race with more intensity in it because it's a shorter race? I feel like the damn fall race would be a hot ticket. But instead, it's a half
Yeah.
full grandstand because we're going half the speed that we could be going in a little parking lot.
Listen. You give Charlotte 2 races. You give Kansas. Well, it has 2 races, but keep 2 races. You give Homestead 2 races. You give Vegas 2 races, and bring back Chicagoland 2 races. It'd be a banger. I'm telling you.
Just can't do it. Oh, they're wrecking in front of the leader. Holloway into the fence with the
Oh
44.
no!
Holy cow, that was close for Garrett Baines. I thought for sure Garrett was going to be caught up. Instead, it's the 9th and 10th place now drivers as they both get passed by Vincent Crow,
I
who
hate
just
that for
completely destroyed
Holloway.
each other.
I hate that for him. He was running such a good race.
Oh, the
Oh!
44 just came down and got him.
I'm not really sure what Sean was. I mean, I know
Just
he was trying to
misjudged
get an
it,
arc, but
honestly.
he just turned so early.
Just a bad misjudgment at the end of the day. I just feel like he thought that Matt was going to turn in a little bit earlier.
We're
Couldn't
still
see the
racing.
apex of the corner.
Oh no, this is a replay. What to say? I'm like, we gotta go back to them. They ain't done. Yeah, he just turned in early, thinking he was gonna stay to his door there and just clip the right rear. And these things are so sensitive that you just clip it. I mean, you feel the air, like, you know, on Super Speedway, a mile and a half, just being there. You stay on the quarter panel that whole time. That's just, I'm sure they felt that. That wreck could have been a lot worse though, as they keep on driving.
So the biggest question I have left in this race is Mr. Third Place going to finish in 3rd place? Because he lucked out on the Sean Conklin penalty, but Sean is so daggum fast that he's only 5 seconds off of him. And he's been catching.
Running a really fast pace every lap, just over and over again, same lap. Looking at it here, he's been cutting through the traffic really quickly too. So I wonder, about 4 seconds behind. It's gonna be close. I mean, he's got time to do it. He's got 10 laps to go.
Come on, Conky Donkey.
I wouldn't see why.
Well, he's got 12 laps.
Yeah,
he's got 12 laps. He's got plenty of time.
I wouldn't see why he couldn't get to him. I mean, that's a long time at this track. But again, you know, we got to go through all this traffic too. So you never know. There could be some more mistakes. Something can happen. But the rate he's running, he's probably going to catch him. He's literally right there. So if I'm Nicholas, I'm better start dropping the hammer if he's got anything left in the tank before that 54 car comes.
Yeah, Sean's running the same lap times as the leader. Nick is I mean, he's not running bad lap times. He's only 4/10 of a lap slower, or 4/10 of a second slower, I should say, last lap. But this time I think Sean's reeling him in a little bit bigger. I think the gap is closing a little bit faster. The problem for Sean, he does have 2 lap cars in between that he's got to navigate.
Ooh,
Looks like
this.
one of them's
Oh,
pulling
oh!
off, and there's a wreck up the road through turn 2. It's Matt Holloway again. Not again, Matt.
I was just bragging about him too a couple laps ago.
Oh, it's Matt and Sean again.
Oh, is it retaliation? Well, we can see a lockup. He's gonna take a lunge. Oh, oh wow.
I don't think that lunge was on, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't think I think he knew he wasn't gonna. There may have been a little bit of a, I'm gonna lunge this in here and you're gonna have to deal with it because of the last incident kind of thing going on right there. Because that was a deep lunge for sure, and a lockup that we knew was coming. Oh, we got another spinner.
Nolan Hodgson in the 12 having an issue again. Yeah, we're getting down to the end of this thing. These people are fighting for positions, you know, in and around the top 10. They're just starting to get a little feisty, I guess. Nolan Hodgson
got
here
in the grass.
just running out wide, got in the grass, yeah.
See, there's the difference between the grip of the grass and the AstroTurf right there. There's your difference.
And that's why you extend the track on the AstroTurf and why you don't extend it all the way in the grass down into a corner like that. That's why you do it down on the front straightaway chicane. You gain so much time by making that corner just that much wider. Every little bit, I'm telling you, I've tried talking to like Levine because he doesn't like the road course stuff, and I've tried telling him, I'm like, stop shallowing up the entry of your corner. The most important thing on the road course that people on the oval side just cannot seem to get their head around is that they just turn into the corner ever so slightly too early. Like they don't even consciously realize that they turn the wheel a little bit and angle the car towards the apex before they're supposed to.
That's good advice.
Such a natural thing for people, I'm telling you.
Is he paying you for that advice? Coaching him up?
No. I give the road course advice for free.
No oval stuff for free though? No.
I'm a little out of practice. I don't run like I used to. So we're not in any position to offer that.
But the road courses, all right. We'll write that down. As SpongeBob would say, write that down. Write that down.
I've got your back on the road courses.
All right, good to know. I know who I'm messaging next time I'm struggling. Let's see, we got Sean Rogers again. He's got a lot. He's in the wall. He's got a lot of crinkled sheet metal for sure in that 44 machine, as we saw a little while ago why, but some of these cars look like they have taken a beating, and this track does like to give out beatings, that's for sure.
Oh, big smoker down into the last chicane in front of Conklin, stopping in the middle of the chicane. Kind of a sketchy scenario here.
Yeah, you don't want to stop there.
Yeah, he has to hit the outside wall.
Oh, he's
but
still there.
Yeah, that's not the best place to park.
No,
I think we're gonna have to go issue him a ticket.
Oh, he's gone. I think they gave him a ticket. He gave himself
Vanishing
a
act.
ticket. Let's see what happens
Sean's still 3.5 seconds behind Roman, but he is getting into that lead. The 0-9 here down into this corner, just locked up the tires like crazy.
Yeah, he came in hot.
And
the 24 just made it by. Good avoidance.
Just never went anywhere.
Nope. And we've seen that a lot today so far. Just thinking you can get a little bit more out of. Oh, he's back.
Wait,
just getting a little.
The tow was that quick? How was he back on the track?
Oh, maybe he did lag out.
What?
Possibly.
Okay.
If not, that was a magical tow.
I was about to say that's something I've never seen before because he's back on the racetrack at speed already.
I
on
want
the straightaway.
I was about to say I'd want that tow if anything ever.
Yeah, I think he towed then. He lagged out whenever he blinked. I thought he had towed, but either way, still paying attention to Sean. Can he get up to Nick? 3.5 seconds between the two as we come down to the front straightaway.
These tires gotta be cooked. These tires gotta be cooked. The pace he's running. These tires gotta be cooked. I'm surprised he's not just. I'd be locking it up every chance. Look, he gets so close to the wall, the camera glitches out. He's using every inch of that racetrack.
And you gotta be thinking he's driving super mad.
Very mad, yeah.
Very frustrated. He is pissed off.
With a broken collarbone.
Yeah. Dude's racing with a broken collarbone, was faster than mains, and blows it all because of a stupid speeding penalty, trying to get too much whenever he has a big lead already. And now he's trying to run down Roman for second, and he's still got the damn broken collarbone.
He's got a high pain tolerance, or that man has some help. Because from what I hear, I've never broken a collarbone. I've only broken one bone, but collarbones are not a fun experience, I hear.
Well, I feel like that would be one of the hardest ones to drive a car with.
Yeah.
I don't give a dang how much he's got his force feedback turned down, right? That positioning with your arms does not sound comfortable.
Yeah, not at all. I know the collarbone's designed to break. A little bit of human knowledge there. Don't ask me why I knew that, but this is designed to take impact. But
Roman made a mistake.
Oh, yes he did.
It's down to a second.
Yep,
Dude, that's gonna be it. That's gotta be it. I think Conklin's got it now. With Mr. Third Place coming to save the day, he wants the third place as bad as me.
I think he just wants to prove you right.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe he's got the broadcast on. He's like, no, I gotta let him by.
Yeah, Joseph, I'm telling you, whenever he comes in here for the third place interview and I start calling him Mr. Third Place, I'm telling you, dude, he's gonna love it. He's gonna love it.
I'm sure he just. Actually, that's one of the nicer nicknames that you can probably get from experience, but.
It could be Mr. Last Place. Like, I mean,
is it really that bad to be
on the podium? Like,
no,
congrats, dude, you get the bronze medal every time you come out. That's pretty daggum respectable.
Let's talk to Valtteri Bottas. He knows a lot about that.
Yeah, I mean, is it really so bad? Is it so bad?
But yeah, Sean Conklin wheeling this car, broken collarbone. Kudos to you, sir. I mean, I also drive through pain because of my own issues, but I can't imagine.
Now, if you're Roman, I would feel bad because you're gonna get beat by a kid with a broken collarbone.
Yeah, that's pretty tough. That's pretty tough. That's tough.
That should be my opener.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah. I don't know how you come back from that.
No,
right?
I don't either.
You get the Mr. Third Place nickname dropped on you, and then you get. How's it feel to get beat by a kid with a broken collarbone?
Well, Sean's also like 15? Every time he beats me, I'm like, I got beat by a 15-year-old.
It's demoralizing, isn't it? It's like that first time whenever you get out of college and you watch a college football game again, and you're like, I'm older than all these stagnant kids.
I do that in the NFL now.
Oh,
that's the sad part. Yeah, I know. My wife's a big Falcons fan, and she's upset that she's older than Kyle Pitts. Yeah, it's bad.
Battle for seconds heating up. Sean Conklin, he's there, broken collarbone and all, bringing it to the back bumper of his teammate. It's a Ryco 1-2-3 as we come down the back
Oh,
straightaway,
just one.
already diving down to the inside, getting it there
Ooh.
without contact. The two teammates just about coming together. Roman a little squirrely on exit.
He's got him.
Conklin able to get clear. A lot of respect given between the two teammates on that one.
That was very
pretty late
cordial.
dive though.
That was very cordial. I don't know if Garrett Maines and him would have done that if they were still going side by side. But Conklin definitely driving like he's going to the hospital to fix that collarbone. That's for sure.
The way he's hitting that second curb on the front straightaway, I mean, he's grinding it as if he's on a skateboard, and he's spinning that thing sideways so that it goes over the freaking middle between the wheels. I'm telling you, the way that they're hitting that last curve is just ridiculous.
They look like they're doing kick flips.
I mean, it's stupid. It's just so dumb, and I'm like, I know for a fact we would not be hitting it like that in real life. Because you were talking about the underbody damage earlier. It would be a lot worse in real life.
Oh, there would be no diffuser.
Gone.
It'd be
The
gone.
pieces would be
Completely
everywhere.
gone. Completely gone. Well, here's a good run. Out here in fourth, there's Freeman. He's doing pretty good.
Yeah, Thomas
Yeah.
Freeman up from 9th up to 4th. It's a pretty daggum run if you ask me. Only getting beat by the 3 Ryco cars.
Quietly, methodically, just working your way to the front, not making any mistakes. Car looks really clean too. Doesn't look like he's gotten the wall. And my motto is, you may be really good at road courses yourself, but my motto is always, don't wreck, and I'll be finishing okay. That's how I go into it.
That's honestly a great way to look at it if you're not good at the road courses. If you go in there and just don't run off the racetrack, you're probably going to exit with the top 10 most of the time. I mean,
That's usually my mindset.
this is the top split, and you can see the top 6 are the only guys on the lead lap. I mean, it's not a speed game. It's really not. I mean, it is for the top 2-3 positions, but everything behind that, it's, did you have a good clean race? Was your pace decent enough? That's all that really matters at the end of the day for this
And
to
you,
get a
and you
decent
can
finish
see
out
all
of it.
these guys right here, like they don't have any damage. We've seen them, hover around the top positions all day, and they're gonna come home with a good position just because they didn't hit anything. And
Yeah,
that's
Thomas Freeman, Jay Becker, Togo Husada, all on the lead lap. All of them, I don't think we've really talked about them much because they've just had a quiet day. Like you said, no damage, no wrecks, nothing to report.
it's a good day at the office, that's for sure. Good gain, didn't hit anything. I mean, I'll take it. These guys doing a good job. They deserve some recognition. They avoided the carnage, and they didn't make any mistakes. That's always a job well done, especially at a track that, as we've seen, could happen. Things could happen really quickly. But I think Roman is still on Sean. Actually, I don't think it's over. Yeah, he's still there.
He's still close. I don't know if he's got the pace to make any type of move. It's going to take a pretty big mistake from Sean to allow Nick back by, I think.
Well, we've seen a mistake. We've seen a mistake. We don't necessarily sure that he won't, but I think he just drove so hard. Those tires got to be cooked, or he's got to be cooked. Driving with a broken collarbone, wheeling this thing so hard. Oh, look, he got a little sideways right there.
See, that's a good point. We're at a road course, broken collarbone. You got to think that the fatigue would sit in at some point, right?
Yeah, it has to be, or that, or he's not human. Because that's just crazy.
I can't wait for you to interview him after this if he hangs on to the second place, and just to hear his thoughts, man. I mean, like, what in the world? How is he even out here? How is he faster than Garrett in that condition? How bad is the condition? And how dumb do you feel for this pit road speeding mistake?
So you want me to make him mad?
Well, sing his praises, like how great you did because you're racing with a broken bone, but then
finish
completely
second, yeah.
rip him for the mental error. Rip him for the mental error coming down the pit road.
I think he's ripping himself. Oh, he really hit that. He hit that blue curb really hard there. But I think Roman did the same thing. I think Roman's just diving in, trying to do the same thing.
We're not doing our jobs unless we're making these guys feel terrible.
Yeah, feels well. Nothing is more terrible than gonna win a race and you throw it away. I've been there from experience. I'm sure you had to. And then getting interviewed immediately, saying, "What the heck did you just do?" You got to relive it all over again.
Oh, I've definitely had those experiences in league races a time or two. I mean, and it doesn't feel good. And Sean, well, he's gonna get that feeling here today. I can't wait.
That's just so messed up. I can't wait. I can't wait.
I
Well,
almost wish I
you know
was
what?
the one giving his interview.
You're only gonna have to wait one more lap. We're coming to the white flag.
Yeah, Garrett Maines coming down the front straightaway. Coming up to the front stretch chicane here, seeing how hard he hits it. Still taking a whole heck of a lot of curve for having a 40-second lead, I gotta say. But the white flag's flying. Garrett Maines, one more time around the Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Yeah, you know, when you're in a zone like that, I don't think he's slowing down at all. He's just doing the same thing over and over again. I mean, you've done it for 54 laps. Why not make it 55? So I think that's just what's gonna happen. Is he about to lap up to 6? Is that 6? Yeah, that's 6.
I think it might be. My goodness. Garrett
Oh,
is
there it is.
actually
There's up to 6.
lapped. Yep, everybody up to the top 5 is a complete lap down here at Charlotte. That's pretty mental. The race leaders, sorry, second place, Conklin has not even gotten to the start-finish line yet to start his last lap. Garrett Maines is already back onto the oval. Conklin just now reaching the start-finish line, now hitting the white flag. And Garrett Maines is in the oval of turn 2.
Yep, one more time through this chicane. He's got one more chicane, but as quickly as he's gone through this whole race and the lead and everything, I really don't think he's gonna have a problem. I mean, we talked about it. I mean, for the most part, he let Sean make that mistake when he really didn't need to and just capitalized on it, and he's gonna win this race now.
Garrett Maines coming through NASCAR 3 and 4 for the final time. And down into the front straightaway chicane. Garrett Maines lucking out with the issue from Sean Conklin, and he's going to win from the Charlotte Motor Speedway. And here is Sean Conklin in the number 54. It was a huge mistake that set him way back from Garrett Maines. He had the race lead before the pit stops, but afterwards he was stuck back in third, having to run down his teammate to get back up into the second place spot. Could not complete the comeback, still way off the race leader because of the damage from the pit road speeding penalty. But he's still going to recover up to second and have a good drive. So ultimately a decent night for Sean, but he's still going to be wishing that he had a little bit more.
Uh-oh. These guys still going at it? These
Oh,
guys are
both
still,
of them.
goodness. Oh, he's wrecking in front of him. These guys were going at it for a long time.
Harbaugh and Rogers, man, they wrecked twice and just about did it again coming out of the last corner. Rogers got him by the skin of his teeth. That was awesome. I love it. I love it that they were going at each other for 20
They
laps.
didn't even make the last chicane. They just skateboarded the blue curbs right there coming at the checker.
That looked like Keselowski and Ambrose at Watkins Glen. Nobody makes the corner.
Yeah, there was no track limits. No one even, I don't even think, thought to make the corner right there.
Garrett Maines coming up to the front straightaway
to do his burnouts.
Yeah, he's finally got back around. It takes a long time to get around these road courses. But Garrett Maines coming down to do his burnouts on the front straightaway here to celebrate his Ryco performance. Friday night NiS top split win from the Charlotte Motor Speedway. We're going to go ahead and take our final abbreviated commercial break of the night. When we come back, we're going to have interviews with the top 3. Welcome back to the Ryco Performance Friday night NiS Top Split. We've just finished up the racing action here from the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Garrett Maines was your race winner. Sean Conklin in second. Nicholas Roman rounds out the podium with Thomas Freeman, Jay Becker, Toga Hisada, Nathan Biggert, Vincent Crowe, John Payson, and Miller Bonds rounding out the top 10.
Yeah, then 11th we got Sean Rogers with his battle with Matt Hollabaugh, finished 12th coming to the line. That was really fun to watch. 13th we got Lauren Shaughnessy, and then 15th we got Daniel Keene, 16th Nolan Hodgson, 17th James D. Miller, 18th Jerry LePage, 19th Rafael Trinidad, and 20th Kyle Graham.
21st place is Neto Vidal, 22nd Nicholas Patovich, 23rd Jaden Green, 24th Evan Hurdle, 25th Graham Bolin, 26th is Nathaniel Harris with 27th Ryan Doucette, 28th David De Silva, 29th is Robert Miller with 30th Quincy Stallhacker, and 31st Henry Benson. Next up, I'm looking in our little green room, and I'm only seeing two of our top three. So I'm thinking we're just gonna jump to Roman and have Joseph interview our third place finisher of Nicholas Roman. Does that sound all right?
Yeah, I'll do Nick. I know you really want to do.
Well, that's true. That's true. Well, we can do this. All right, we're gonna pull up our Mr. Third Place himself, taking home his third place finish like we see week in, week out. Joseph Pisciata. He looked like he didn't want to finish in the third place spot there for a little while, but he was able to find his home at the very end. He's going to be standing side by side with Joseph Pisciata.
Yeah, good race there, Nick. I know he just wanted to call you Mr. Third Place, but another third place finish. We watched you. You didn't hit anything. I'm sure that was a big part of the plan, and I know you probably wanted to be up there with their leaders. Was there anything you could have done there at the end?
Fuck no. First off, I'm a dumbass. I probably would have got second, but my fucking dumbass blew the last chicane and got a fucking slowdown, like 8 to go. I'm an idiot. I did hit the fucking wall because I'm stupid as well. That was a boring-ass race, to be honest. Those two are just, I don't know how the hell they go that fast, but they do.
Yeah,
It was fun riding behind Graham Bolin, 2 seconds back. That was fun, and then he left, so I was fucking bored. And then Sean, blew it again. Sucks for him, but yeah, boring race. Third place, I guess that's what I do here at Road Course Racing.
Yeah, Austin said you finished third place a lot, so he really wanted to call you Mr. Third Place. But I mean, not a bad finish. I mean, third place is third place. I mean, I would take a third place, but anybody got a shout out here?
Yeah. Everyone on track was, I guess, good. You guys in the booth, Ryco, Ken, Sean, put a lot of work in this week, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Heck, everybody else.
And that's Nick Roman. He finishes third yet again here at the Charlotte Roval.
Mr. Third Place living up to his name. That was Nicholas Roman here tonight. Next up, we're going to pull up, God bless, I'm really beating next up, we're going to pull up our race winner. It's none other than Mr. First Place, I guess, right? I mean, that one is just as fitting as Mr. Third Place for Nick down there. But Garrett, I mean, another week, another win. This time, though, I would say you maybe were not the fastest guy out here. Sean looked like he was maybe just a little bit quicker, but man, he threw it away on pit road. What were you thinking in that moment?
I literally, when I saw the way he entered, I was like, did he just speed? And everybody's like, nah, he's good. And then he didn't say a word. And I'm like thinking pit strategy, like, how can I play this? He pit like 4 laps early. I've got options here, right? And then he was still on pit road. I was like, no way. Did he really just hand it to me? Because I thought it was like kind of in the bag for him. I used my stuff up trying to get by him, and then I made some mistakes. And he was just like consistently able to hit the pace a little bit better than I was. And I was getting some awful plow while I was behind him, just not really able to get through the infield section quite as well. And I don't know, I thought that was his to win, but it kind of fell in our lap there, and I was able to settle in and just hit some laps there at the end. And I don't know if he got damage at some point in that race. I felt like he fell off really bad after the pit stop, but it overall was a good race. We had a really good brawl for the first 10 laps, just not much I could do with them after that. There wasn't really any passing opportunities. There was nothing out on the outside coming onto the oval, and just really couldn't make anything happen there.
Yeah, it just felt like everybody that was similar pace to each other was just kind of running the same speed, right? There wasn't anybody making any big time moves anywhere that you would feel like would be passing zones. Just nothing really popped up other than maybe some mega dive bombs further back through the field. But in the opening bit of the race, do you think that there was anything that you could have done right? The first couple laps, I felt like whenever you were under 0.5 of a second, was there anything you could have done to get the race lead away from Sean a little bit quicker on?
I mean, I could have roughed him up, but I didn't feel like, that was really warranted. I mean, I was doing all I could to try to roll around the outside or, make a move down the inside into the chicanes. But, like, there's just not really a safe place to do any of these moves. I felt like if I go any further, I run the risk of wrecking him. And honestly, like, he deserves to get to show what he's got. Just, man, this track's frustrating. I hope we get the rescan relatively soon, because I think we've always complained about it. You just can't pass here. You see it in real life. Like, there's just not many places where you can. You would think there's lots of opportunities because, you got plenty of corners where it's like, you have the inside twice in a row. You just never get there. It's so hard to set something up, and you're so on edge here that, I don't know, this car just doesn't like being thrown around and slipping, so it's hard to outdo the guy in front of you.
Well, Garrett, thanks for taking some time to come up and talk to us tonight after your victory tonight here in the NiS race. Who do you have to thank at the end of it?
Yeah, absolutely. Got to give a huge shout out to Scott at MCU Body. Big thank you to the guys at Ryco as well for all their support. Obviously, we had a great car tonight. Just not quite enough for me to be able to get by Sean. I tried to make some adjustments on the latest version. Just, I don't know. Sean's been ripping this week, so shout out to those guys for all their hard work, and also thank you to Linux.
Well, Garrett, like I said, thanks for coming up and talking to us, bud. Looking forward to seeing if you can keep up these winning ways whenever we go racing again next weekend.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. That was your race winner, Garrett Maines, and I think that's going to do it here from us at GridVision. Joseph, thanks for coming by and helping us out tonight. What'd you think of the Roval here tonight?
Well, I think we talked a lot of how maybe we weren't the biggest fans of the Roval, but we had some entertaining moments, and I appreciate you guys for having me. I know it's my first time, and hopefully I did it justice, but that was really fun watching some races and talking about some stuff while we did this.
Yeah, you did a great job, man, and it definitely had its moments. It wasn't the best race I've ever called, but I've definitely called worse Roval races this week, so I'm content with how that one went. But we're going to look at the schedule for next week, where luckily we're going on a track with a little bit more speed, Las Vegas. That one's going to be a lot more fun to broadcast, I can tell you that. Maybe not from behind the wheel. Pack racing for 20 laps doesn't sound fun to me, but it does sound fun to broadcast. We're going to be getting that on Monday night for the Ryco Performance Monday Night Top Split, Tuesday night for the Spartan Masters Series, and then again on Friday night for the Ryco Performance Friday Night Top Split, and then on Saturday, one of the best racetracks in the land that no longer exists, unfortunately, the Auto Club Speedway for the Major Series. That's one I'm going to have to pull up on my phone and watch myself, because that's going to be fantastic.
Great track.
But I'm telling you, it's fantastic. But we're gonna go ahead and cut out here at GridVision. We'd like to thank you for watching and participating in the chat. For more information on getting your league broadcasted or starting your career in broadcasting, contact us on Facebook, X, or email us at info@gridvision.live. Congratulations to Garrett Maines on winning tonight's race from the Charlotte Motor Speedway. This has been Austin Edstrom standing alongside Joseph Pisciata and Austin Derbyshire. We will see you next time on the Grid.